Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Hey there, ladies, gents, non-binary individuals, and anyone and everyone who identifies otherwise and or in between. My name is Professor Fable, and today we are back with some more PKMN Rosen. Now this series, again, if you're unfamiliar, is going to be a completionist series, but also I wanted to do some guides for the side quest, as well as some, I guess, what people would consider minor things, but I find is more integral to the story building, the world building. So in this episode, this is gonna be, I think, episode 6 officially, which is gonna be prior to Keytown. Now, I believe Keytown is more so referred to as Occa Town, aka the town of flame and lava. Um, and basically, I was doing a lot, and I mean a lot of preparation uh, in regards to before Keytown, because from what I played in my non-YouTube playthrough, which I've referenced a few times throughout this playthrough, I want to be as prepared as possible to be able to catch as many Pokemon as I can, because I want to do a living dex, because I want to get as many Rosen forms as I can, and because I want to do the day and night encounters legitimately. So I'm going to be covering a lot, and I mean a lot of videos on Rosen, but I'm trying to space them out more, as I'm also getting artwork done for other series at the same time. Now, as you can see to the logo to the right of the screen, that's a fan-made iteration of the logo, and to the very left is the actual logo in-game. My good friend Fetched Ferret, who is Neo on Ko-Fi, you can see their little Ko-Fi promotional card right there. And if you were to join my Discord, also has currently it needs to be updated because there's going to be a lot of videos being pushed out. But there's an artist credits channel for the episodes that are currently released on the channel. And having list of what this artist worked on, what this artist helped with, what this artist conceptualized, etc., etc. It's gonna be a very long list throughout the years, but I think it would be important also to better promote my artists that I've worked with, because they've been very, very good friends of mine throughout a long time. Not just on YouTube, not just throughout content creation, but in life in general. They're pretty cool people, and more recently, actually, I have been taking on commissions with my small team for other people. So that's going to be really interesting to collaborate with people as well. Currently, I'm kind of in the midst of getting out a very very large very very large commission for someone. That I wanted to do for them for freelance, because I felt like it would be very challenging for me and my current, well, I guess I have multiple leads, but they have different strengths, different weaknesses, and they'll be collaborating throughout multiple different pieces. But I don't want to spoil too much on what this exact collaboration is. Just know it'll be huge, and hopefully I'll be able to cover once it's more in this final stages, and once the friend of mine has received it and given feedback on if they want changes, etc. Then I'll cover that more. But it's to do with Pixelmon, so it's very interesting. And yeah, let's hop into the video. So last I left off, because I've been doing a lot of uploads kind of in advance or commentary based on like, oh well, I'm gonna do this now, I'm gonna do this now. My Muna is so dead. Oh my goodness, what did I do? I think I was just running around and trying to prepare, but it's daytime, and I've said this before in my playthrough. But for those unfamiliar, I'm not changing my real time clock system at all in this playthrough. So I have to record at different times in the day. Sometimes it's literally like 9 p.m. at night, like 3 a.m. in the morning for me. I recorded some of these videos, but as time goes on, I hope you're able to see the increasing quality, especially for the Supercut movie that I do later in the playthrough, when I am like fully done with the main story, and then I'll do more videos going on like, oh, the fake mon and the Rosen forms and the reason forms, and oh, what's good at this part of the game, etc., etc., with clips from my playthroughs, with clips from future lives, and it's gonna be a ton of fun. And hopefully towards the end of my playthrough, I can also hope to interview some of the members of the team, and I'm really excited for the future of this game. And yeah, that's the plan. Like it's gonna be a lot to record. I know it's gonna be a lot to stream. I know, but that's the fun of it. Like I get to play this basically on my own time, Now that I'm more available and now that I'm more structuring out my life and being able to return both to YouTube, to Discord, and helping people by just doing what I love, literally just playing games and giving honest feedback and criticism. The issue I find with a lot of playthroughs these days is that people have a very short attention span. Not to say that's a bad thing, but they have a short attention span because of the conditioning that YouTubers have put throughout time is progressed along, and I feel like it's definitely an issue. More recently, I can compare this to drama that happened recently between, I believe, Jacksepticeye and Mr. Beast. Jacksepticeye saying, "Oh, if you had more fun with your videos, it would be longer," and that's not always necessarily true, because there can be some really short videos that people spent a long time working on, a long time having fun with, and collaborating with people on, but they could still enjoy it just because there's is a shorter video. I've had shorter videos I'm working on now, and that longer videos I enjoy more, yeah, because there's more I get to say, more I get to convey. But there's some very short videos I made that I've done like a lot of work for, and I'm very proud of those too. And those are videos that either I'm editing now or that I'm going to edit in the future and upload in the future when I'm covering these many fan games, and interviewing hopefully more people as time goes on. I'm getting still more art created, and I'm very excited. I don't think I have a hustle neater and female. I'm pretty sure I don't. Not really was my intention to get a hustle neater and female, but I'll take it. I'll definitely will take it. So yeah, there's just a lot I'm working on, pushing out. I want to be consistent as possible. I'm going to try and upload videos relatively every day or every week or so. Currently now, in this part of my life, I'm able to more so record and push out content, and record more content in advance as well. So I'm pretty hyped, and I want to get as much done as I can, not only in regards to just straight up gameplay. I had an idea for like voice acting some of the lines, not only in PKMN Rosen, but in other fan games that just have really funny little dialogues. And I have a few people that I've been reaching out to for voice acting, and a few teams that I'm on currently, and I think it would be a fun project that I could fund to the side, like a Pokemon Fan Games Abridged What If series, voice acted, and then with the voice actors who are featured in the video, including myself, and I'll be providing the footage, of course, that will be dubbed over, and just having the original audio muted, of course. I think that would be really funny and really fun. Hopefully I can push that out really soon, because there was an audio, there was a section of the game more recently near Keytown that was just honestly hilarious, and I really liked it. It was a homage to the earlier GBA and the earlier Game Boy, like, official, I think it was Alpha Ruby and Sapphire, maybe? Why did I do that? I meant to run away. No. But Muna is so tanky in this game. Like, I genuinely probably will run and need like Muna for the earlier stages of the game before I figure out where and or how to get a Moonstone. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of like farming, even after or during the main playthrough, because there's just so much to do. And as you could have seen at the beginning of this this recording, let me actually go get the exact number again. I am very close to 24 hours playtime. Now, for more context, I've been recording both live and these longer episodic and shorter episodic types videos for PKMN Rosen for around 2 weeks now. And for 2 weeks, because I feel like I wasn't playing as consistently, believe it or not. There's some things I wanted to wait on, like artwork being done, like getting more feedback from developers, making sure I'm right in terms of lure. But there's so much to do. And it's not that it's overwhelming, it's just that I'm so excited. I get so scroll brained and I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I do first? So if I check the wild radar, then Lit Leo is at day spawn right now. I got a few Audino actually. I think there may be an ability that I'm missing from Audino, I have no idea. Because there's no current documentation for abilities between episodes 1 and 2, of course, because 2 isn't released yet. But I think because so much is being changed between them, that they didn't like properly. They probably do have documents somewhere within the game files itself, but they don't have it to the public. And I think that's really interesting that the community get to like share that side of share that more so competitive side of the game, because definitely this is a very, well, it can be, because there's two different difficulties. It's a very like engaging game that makes you think, okay, well, what's going to be good for this fight, this fight, this fight, and etc. And even if you're not prepared, you still have to be like ready for anything. And that's what caught me very, very off guard in my non-YouTube playthrough. And I got super, super shocked, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is epic. Why aren't more people talking about this? Because genuinely, it is so good. It is so good. I'm very excited with some strategization I have been doing in preparation for the second gym. And I talked about it a little bit in the live stream I did earlier today. Today is October 9th as of recording this. So earlier today, I believe I have to wait 24 hours from now, if not 48, somewhere around there, because I completed, I'll show you actually in game. I was farming Everstones. I was going to farm nuggets, but I got literally 0 nuggets from the Glaring Meowth in the cave. But I completed the Nature's quest, and it says return after some time has passed. So I have no idea like what exactly, how much time has passed. Has to be passed for me to do that. So I'll get back to update on that for those who also wanted to do that, but felt like it wasn't really possible this early in the game. It very much is. It just takes a little bit of grinding. I say as I twitch at the 21 hours playtime. Trust me, I was not only grinding for Everstones. I have a lot in my PC that I want to probably maybe upload soonish. If not, it's going to be unlisted for now, and then set to a premiere after the first gym and after the before Keytown episode. So this would be, I think, episode 6 maybe, or 7, depending on how long I make this episode, because I want to find the lit Leos before it turns night for me today. And then I also want to see if I can get, actually I know I can probably get, it just takes more patience, and I feel like if I struggle in this game, it is simply a skill issue, genuinely. Like, I have spent, again, 21 hours is kind of a lot, but if you put it into perspective, I've been playing this over 2 weeks. It is really small numbers. But, I feel like if I struggle in this game, that's my fault for underpreparing or not thinking, okay, well, I don't have the Pokeballs, or etc, etc. Speaking of, I just realized I only have like 4 Great Balls, and I need to catch 2 or 3 different lit Leos. Yeah, it may turn night soon, actually, too. It's like 5:02 p.m., and the in-game clock should reflect that. Yes, okay. I'm gonna go up here and go through the cave again. I think I have repels. Yes, I do. Very little, though, so I'm gonna have to stock up on more of those soon. So I'm gonna go through here. Yeah, I'm gonna go through here. The 3 repels should last. Me just going up here. And then going through here, let's go. I was very curious about this. So there's so much of the game that I hadn't played, because some of it I wanted to save for episodes like these, or for the series that I had planned when I returned to YouTube, and when I was in the earlier stages of finalizing things. There's still like a lot of quests that either haven't been fully done or explored by some people, or like they're just meant for the community to explore them and discover them. So it's a really, really interesting. Let me heal my party real quick. Oh, I have to go check up on my berry. Oh my goodness. Please don't be dead, berry. Oh my goodness. That's like the only lum berry I'll get for a good while. Let me go do that like right now, because I have to time how long it's gonna take to grow. Please be okay, because I used the wrong, okay, perfect, because I think I used the wrong mulch on it. I'm gonna have to research how the growth mulches work, and I'm gonna have to research when I can, the soonest I can, yeah, it's in the documentation, actually. I get the pail for, like, the watering can very soon. But in the last few, like, intermediate or off to the side streams, I grinded quite a bit for the money that I needed. This is the wrong nature. Ignore that. This is just what I use for tracing abilities. Zaggy is now adamant. I'm gonna be using a. Let me make sure I get that name right. Clam Pearl. I'm gonna be using Bruce, my shiny Woobat. Very, very soon. I'm gonna be using Great Spoons. And this is just, I just named it Speed Boost because that's the name of the ability it has, and I was hunting this earlier. But yeah, there's so much I want to do in this short time span of it being day. I don't think it matters for getting the timber that I need in the cave, so I should be fine to focus the Leos first. But I wanted to come down here. Let me check how many Everstones I have left, because I think okay. I'm gonna have to go here and then take, because I put some in my PC, I think. Yeah, I should have put some in my PC. Maybe I don't remember. I'm gonna look. Okay, yeah, I put some berries. Uh, okay, yeah, I put 2 in my PC, so I should be fine. And I'm gonna take 2 of these repels that I set to the side. Very, very nice. Planning in advance. I don't know if this game is one of those games where, like, if you like do a certain thing or get to a certain point, they'll take some items out of your bag. So I put some items for now, just very few items as you saw, in my player PC for the time being, because if you don't know what that little green fella is, it's a sort of like magnetic robot that can do a few things depending on the location and how far you progress in the game. And they're really cute. Like I want like a little animation or like to draw a little comic of like how you have to buy items from them one at a time, and I think it's adorable. Like I can imagine like this little robot helper being like, "Oh, would you like 1 great ball? Yes. May I get another one? Oh, would you like 1 great ball? Yes. Can I get another one?" And then getting like really annoyed and pissed. I thought that was really funny. I don't want to EV train yet because I don't think I can view my EVs or my IVs directly yet. I just know based on very loosely based on the rankings, and I'll probably maybe do a competitive guide for like basics. I don't really like, I guess, up to date competitive. I haven't done competitive in Sword and Shield or in Scarlet and Violet. I mainly only did competitive very loosely on Pixelmon, and Pixelmon is a way different crowd depending on the server, and then the main series, because of course all Pokemon are available in Pixelmon in I guess in comparison. But in games like Rosen, I get to try hard and I get to spend my time and take it slow. So you'll be seeing my competitive strategies. Some will fail, of course, and some will not. And it's going to be fun exploring that avenue of seeing what works, what doesn't. And preparing more so when I do unlock the EV and IV viewer. I don't know when that is yet, because it may be from waiting for the nature changer thing. But I have to wait, I think, at least 24 hours or 48 hours, something like that. So I'm going to be in this area a little bit longer. And that'll give me some more time to look for the Leo and look for the timber in between time when I'm doing other episodes. I need to level up so much, but I want it to be like kind of slow-ish. Like, again, because you have to take your time in this game or you will be punished for not preparing. Mirror B. Let me look. Okay, yes. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take Mirror B. I'm gonna see if I can evolve Bruce, either this episode or next episode, because I think Bruce is a friendship evolution. Pretty certain, actually, that Bruce is a friendship evolution. Actually, I'm gonna put Speed Boost in here for now, because I need a sleep Pokemon on me. So Captain Cacti, making a return again. I feel like Captain Cacti will be a fan favorite. I absolutely love them. They are adorable. Little superhero buggy. I really hope my playthrough and other people's playthroughs, if I influence more people to play this game, will see the joy and like the absolute immaculance of these early game bug Pokemon and how they come in clutch. If you want to see Captain Cacti's current moveset, this may be its moveset for a long time. So your girl has Burst Punch and it has Iron Fist, which boosts the power of punching moves. And this is an always guaranteed, or mostly guaranteed, because I'm not sure the amount of priority it has, punching move. Stealth Rocks, which sets out traps on the opponent's field, and it chips away for each time the opponent switches out, etc. Moonlight, which is a healing move, and then Sleep Powder, which can put Pokemon to sleep at a pretty fair accuracy. Now, Captain Cacti did carry me a lot, really, in the first gym battle that I did. I'm really excited to use Bruce on my team. I have a few Woobats actually that I want to use because I was able to find a Woobat with the ability Trickster that automatically sets Trick Room by entering the party, by entering the field, and it's really, really interesting. But yeah, as you can see, it's already turning very close to night. So I have to prepare either to get the timber first if I want the timber first, or to prepare to get the Litleo first, which I'm probably going to do first. Because during nights, I'm probably going to have to hunt Audino and things of that nature to level up quickly in this sort of intermediate stage. And I'm probably maybe going to hunt a few more Rock and Rollas to get more Pokeballs. I was supposed to buy more just now, actually. I should be fine, because if I sleep to Litleo, and if I damage them quite a little bit, then I should still be able to catch them. I've been playing a little bit risky, I will admit. I'm surprised by my luck, too. But I'm just gonna say, grinding pays off. Like, it genuinely has paid off. Alright, so I think night may start at, like, 8, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't documented what time I think it starts at relative to my time zone. I know just, like, very, very early in the morning, though, it still counts as, like, night sometimes. Depending on, like, the exact hour. Oh, I forgot I had a repel on. Whoops. I'm gonna have to run around a little bit. I was really, really sad thinking that I would not find my first shiny within the first 24 hours of the game. But when I was doing a side episode for Triple Triad, I quite literally manifested it. I was like, you know what, I would be happy with any shiny because most Pokemon, if not all Pokemon, they're valuable in their own way to the games, both lore and playthrough-wise. Like, I would be happy with any shiny. And Woobat, I also recently got a shiny Woobat in a short video that I did for Pokemon Dregs when I tried to Nuzlocke. I have no idea what the shiny rate is in that game, but I found almost 2 shinies within relatively the same stream or same few streams, and I was absolutely blown away. Mushi the shiny Paris, and my Woobat was also named Bruce in that game. So I think the save files for that is either deleted because it was a Nuzlocke and I failed them, but I will be doing a normal playthrough of Pokemon Dregs. If you're not familiar, it is a really, really interesting game that takes the premise of a region with Pokemon that have a certain base stat total, which is pretty low, and Pokemon that people don't really talk about in the real world and like very much. And there are some of my favorite Pokemon in that game, including the Elemental Monkeys. I love them so much. For my casual playthrough, I will not be choosing Pansear. I will be choosing instead Pansage, and I will explain why. Also going into, I think that I can get the rest of the Elemental Monkeys later in the playthrough. But I really love Pansage. I probably love it the most out of the 3 Elemental Monkeys, Pansear, Pansage, and Panpour. It's just a really cool Pokemon. I need to watch the rest of, like, the Pokemon anime, and that's a lot of content. I think I finished majority of Pokemon Journeys. I finished majority of, like, the quote-unquote initial Pokemon anime. I want to watch some of the manga, read some of the manga, and eventually start growing more of a collection of, like, Pokemon things that I own, and Pokemon things that, like, I get to show off on video, or eventually way down the line, get more merchandise from the official Pokemon company, and review plushies, or clothing, or things like that. Currently, I think the current state of Pokemon main series games is really interesting to talk about, because a lot of people are very, like, split. Oh, well, this part of the game is good, or oh, this part of the game is bad. But that's the thing with Pokemon. I feel like they definitely push out games way too fast, and they've sort of had, like, that quota. But in theory, they probably have been working on certain games and conceptualizations in advance, because if you think about it, there's a lot of references to more newer titles and older games, and it's been proven that some of the references are indeed true or accurate, and I think that's, like, really, really interesting to theorize on, thinking, like, oh, Pokemon, the Alola region, Gen 7 was probably in conceptualization around Gen 5 or around Gen 4, and that's really, really, like, super, super interesting to think about. Possibly even sooner than that, because with Pokemon and the way that it's structured, you can basically conceptualize, like, things throughout years and years and years, and because it's their original IP, and it's just literally animal or, like, monster-like based designs that they base on real-life places in the world, or loosely based on folklore or folk tales or various things throughout like references to both, I guess, history and fantastical media or fantasy media, and it's really interesting. I feel like if I had to like rank my favorite Pokemon so far, not only just in Rosen, but like as far as like what I like design wise, or what I like competitive wise, or what I like as meta benders. I talked about this earlier in my Rosen playthrough, but I do very much like Hidden Power. Hidden Power was removed in Gen 8, but prior to Gen 8, I would very much use Hidden Power a lot. It's very cool in my opinion. It takes a little bit of competitive breeding, but it's very worth it. I'm super excited to get a Blossom in this game because of that. I'm pretty sure Hidden Power is in this game. If not, then I will correct myself later on. But I'm pretty sure I saw a Pokemon I used in my previous playthrough, not on YouTube, have Hidden Power, so I'm pretty confident. So I think there's 3 moves slash abilities that have like the word power in it, and that's very similar but work differently. Very, it's hard to explain. I'll get more on that when I reach that point because I have to level up my Audino more anyway. But I do have a bunch of Oddish that I had planned to use and have strategies with within the next gym battle. But I'm gonna have to do a lot of preparation for the next gym battle because I want to have some Pokemon evolved, and I'm gonna have to look at some documentation and then ask some things about the developers and about certain parts of the game because I'm probably gonna have to be doing a lot of berry farming in this little section that I'm in now, and possibly trying to see, oh well, does this Pokemon hold a berry on rare occasion, like the Chilen berries I got from Rattata. And yeah, I'm just gonna be doing a lot of preparation. Hopefully, I'm hoping that the Lumberries will give me 2 at the minimum Lumberries from the harvest. I guess this is experimental because I only used the mulch that I found. I wanted to get through the earlier parts of this game with as little as looking at the documentation as I could, but referring to the in-game resources that are available, like the wild radar, and things of that nature. But I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to wanting to explore things on my own, and I get very curious and be like, oh, well, how does this work? How does this work? And then I'm like, oh well, why don't I just look at the documentation? And then I was like inner monologue, no, I must find it for myself. There's definitely been quite a few things that I am interested in covering for what I have found out about the game thus far, and from what I will find about the game later on. Because again, I did not play through the full entirety of this game in my non-YouTube playthrough, so there's gonna be things that surprise me, or I'm just gonna have like, I guess, more bizarre and more emotional reactions to, because I feel like I'm already very much so, if you can't tell, emotionally invested in this game. Really excited, really excited to get past the point that I was at and decided to stop at for a while, because I had prepared or had in motion doing this YouTube series, and hopefully shedding some light and helping people along the way also, I guess, introduce themselves to the game solely, as well as like understand more on the plot, because people on YouTube have basically been skipping over most of the dialogue. Okay, I am back. Briefly had to, I guess, pause the recording for a second there. I'm really loving like the actual OBS versus Streamlabs desktop, and there was a bit of a misunderstanding because Streamlabs desktop had advertised itself as OBS and got people confused with OBS and Streamlabs desktop. And there was a bit of a controversy with that because they were basically stealing their IP. But OBS for recording thus far has been way better than Streamlabs desktop because I can pause the recording without having to stop the entire recording. And also, I have to more so, I think, look into the settings for streaming. I think it probably could stream at an okay pace for me. I just have to not monetize. I just have to like, what is the word? Basically set up and put it to where it's like more adhering to my computer specs. And also I typically have a lot of things open when I'm doing videos like these, when I'm doing recordings, etc. So I have to either close out a few or open a few on my phone or documentation. But yeah, a lot of things planned. I think it may turn okay. Here one is. I was gonna say I think it may turn night soon. Another unnerve. I'm pretty sure I have unnerve. Yeah, I'm pretty. Actually, let me Google. I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna Google because I think some abilities are unchanged. Pokedex Lit Leo. I'm pretty sure that's like, yeah, that's a second normal ability. So I need one a male lit Leo, which is the rarer of the bunch, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 12.5% male chance. I've grinded quite a lot in this area, but I've not found a male lit Leo yet. I don't think, and if I did, then I probably accidentally glossed over it because I knew I was looking for one. Um, but they're like I think it's the same gender ratio as Eevee being female, so that will give you more of a perspective on how rare that is. So it's also gonna be kind of, I guess, difficult-ish because I have to play it in the daytime because I'm not changing my real-time clock system. And they seem to be a bit rarer in comparison to the other Pokemon in this route. But that's never stopped me before. I'm quite stubborn when it comes to hunting things. And along the way, of course, there's always that small chance of either a rare drop from thieving a Pokemon, or a rare chance of a shiny appearing and me being like, oh my goodness, that's a shiny, or oh my goodness, that's rare. I want to go and try and thief Sandshrew later in the game. I had an area where I could find Sandshrew, but I don't think that's where they can be most common at, because I wanted a Grip Claw held item. And that may be integral, another huge power. Bonobi, I will indeed catch this. But a Grip Claw may be integral to some strategies I wanted to do later on. But yes, indeed. Captain Cacti! She is such a bulky Pokemon. I was really surprised. I was absolutely gobsmacked even at the beginning of the playthrough when I got 3 Wurmples with different abilities. And I was like, why does this Wurmple have the Suction Cups ability? I believe it was, or something similar to that. And I was like, what if I make a competitive Wurmple or a competitive Cascoon or Silcoon? That would be super funny. Because theoretically, if it gets moves as a Cascoon or Silcoon, or as a Wurmple, if I stop its evolution with an Everstone, then I technically could have okay-ish moves as the Cascoon or as the Silcoon and have Eviolite on it. I'm still working on that to see if that's even possible, but it would be really funny if in this act that would be possible, or some reference to the idea alone would be made later on. It's really funny because I think of Cosmoem for Generation 7 because it doesn't learn any like actual moves other than Splash. And that's because if it were to have learned any move other than Splash, it would be a very, very good Eviolite Pokemon. Because it evolves into Solgaleo or Lunala, so it has another stage left for Eviolite to be effective, which boosts your defenses. I'm getting a lot of huge power Bonobis. Which it boosts the defenses by twice. And Cosmoem, by default in the main stage games, has some really, really high defenses. I've been wanting to see if a fan game would actually I guess more so notice, I guess, that Cosmoem could be a really good or really annoying and tanky Eviolite Pokemon to have, and editing their base moveset. But I feel like these days people are less likely to play games that have a lot of documentation added onto them, or have a lot of excess details added onto them, because they feel like it's kind of a lot. Which in some aspects it can be to take it at first, but once you get more inversed in the lore, once you get more inversed in the story, it becomes second nature to you. Oh yeah, this makes sense because of that, or this makes sense because of that, etc. But yes, I am very, very excited, especially because I get to train up Bruce really soon. I may just continue and because I know there's going to be quite a few trainers very soon. I may just continue a little bit into Key/Occa Town. Maybe in this episode. I kind of want this to be a longer one because I have more to do. And it may even lead up into nights for me, because again, I can pause during recording now without having to keep actually closing the recording itself and having the edit more on later. But for now, because this is a little bit recorded in advance, I probably will put this video on unlisted and send it to the devs to ask some questions that I have regarding a few things and that I want to cover in the next video, or ask about okay, well, how long does the nature I guess addition to, I think it's the Poke Gear, it'll be added to the Poke Gear, I'm not sure. How long does that work to how long does that take to work, etc. And also some questions about side quests so I can do guides on them. I really thought this would have been a male one. I have not found a Moxie one yet within my 21 hours of playtime. But then again, I guess I was in the caves the majority of the time. very majority of the time. I'm really hoping that I can eventually get some shiny Rosen Pokemon. That's my big goal. I would like to see what shiny Twiggy Taylor looks like, which is that Rosen form, what is also known as. Um, I have a like idea for the color palettes. There are custom shinies other than the Rosen Pokemon in this, so I'm very excited to eventually get those custom shinies. Eventually explore, okay, what do they look like, or how much did they change like the shiny from the original game or the original conceptualization. Because with how much playtime I'll have from 100% in the game, I'm bound to find some really rare or really bizarre things throughout the time I'm playing this. And things I'm like, oh my goodness, what is that? And not look at the documentation then, or look at the documentation then to kind of metagame a little bit, just a little bit. I've been trying to go somewhat blind into things as I'm learning again more about the game, and experiencing new things too that I didn't notice the first time playing through. But now that I'm on YouTube, I can look back at footage. I can look back at asking the developers things like, okay, well, what does this do? How does this work, etc. And learning more about the in-depth intricacies that went into making this. Okay, Tenacity. I think I already have a Tenacity Neither in male. I really hope it doesn't turn night. It's like, it's about to be 5:30. I would hope that the night cycle does not start that early. I would assume like at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. If not latest, or earliest, excuse me, it would be 8 p.m. then the night cycle starts. But it will tell me by the background, as you can see. I'm not sure if it'll show up in video very well, but the hue of the day looks a bit like sunsets. And when it is night, the background will change from this like yellowy to like a more darker. And you can see also in the wild radar that is here that it will tell you that Audino and Woobat will start appearing in comparison to Bunnelby and Lit Leo. So that's when I know, okay, yeah, it's night now officially. So that's gonna be really interesting. And I'm probably gonna either find hopefully another shiny while I'm looking for this Lit Leo, and eventually trading on Audinos. There's so much commentary I want to say in between episodes. Yes, I will be fueling more of my triple triad addiction. Yes, I will hopefully be able to do a good bit of that in the following episodes leading up to Keytown. There's actually a few NPCs I think I can talk to again since yesterday's recording. Which, again, I'm recording up in advance, guys, so it's gonna sound very awkward or very confusing. But in most of the videos I'm doing, I'll have like the date of which I recorded it. When I go into the menu or when I go into the trainer card or etc. When I catch a Pokemon, you'll see what day it actually was when I recorded it versus what day it's actually being uploaded to YouTube. And it's going to be a very, I feel like, interactive thing, because as I'm going through the game and learning more and asking developers about more, I'll be able to also hopefully help people and guide people either in comment sections in the YouTube or in the Discord of PKMN Rosen. It is going to be really fun to unlock the secrets that are still very much hidden within this game. And I look very much forward to it. It's going to be so exciting, so fun. Oh my goodness. Like, genuinely, I am very excited. Alright, I think I may pause depending on if like either I find a shiny or if like I really don't remember off the top of my head exactly when the night cycle starts, and I may just be running around for like another 2 hours or so until I find this either male Lit Leo or the Moxie Lit Leo, which I think is in game. I'm not entirely sure if I'm remembering correctly. I'm pretty sure it possibly is in game, but I'm not sure on the exact specifics, because it's very likely they could have changed Lit Leo's ability that is rare to now be Moxie. So I'm hoping it is Moxie though, because having a Moxie fire type this early that's a mixed attacker would be absolutely huge. And I don't have very many fire types. I was planning on doing Hidden Power Fire if Hidden Power is in game, because I'm pretty sure, of course, with the wide variety of Pokemon I have, it's very likely I do have a Hidden Power Fire Pokemon. But I'll have to see when I unlock that in the later part of the game, or when my Pokemon learns it by level up. There's just so much I have to do still, so much I have done already though, and so much I'm looking forward to still doing as I've prepared in earlier episodes, or as I will continue to prepare for either off camera or in little commentary episodes or little side episodes. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun, really fun. Okay, I want to get a few more encounters on the initial, this segment before I pause and go, I guess, grind encounters. Because it's really interesting seeing the different abilities I feel like show up with Trace. And I want to, I guess, do a beginner's guide for up until Enigma Town for people to like have recommendations or have some suggestions on to broaden their team or to look a little harder in certain areas because there are really really nice encounters very early on in game. I feel like there's definitely a lot more bug Pokemon early on in the game, and I feel like people are more likely to shy away from that. But genuinely, I am not really the biggest fan of bug Pokemon in comparison. I like grass, fairy, and as cliche as it is, dragons. Grass, fairy, dragons, and ground were probably my more favorite types growing up. But now, I would say I like all types for the different reasons. They all have good composition in different fan games and different main series games. But really, if I had to choose like one favorite, I would have to probably say grass or fairy. Like it's very hard to differentiate. Grass pelts. I don't think I have that yet. What does that do in this? I'm gonna nickname it grass pelt when I can. Oh, I can't even sleep it because it's the grass type, right? If I bring out the Bruise, will Bruise kill this? Is the question. What does this Clamperl have? I think the Clamperl probably would definitely kill it. Bruce would probably definitely kill it too. I'm gonna chance it with Clamperl. I feel like Clamperl would be less likely to kill it. I have not seen his back spread yet. That's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna use Vice Grip. I don't know how strong this is physically in regard. Okay, yeah, that's decent enough damage. I'm not gonna use Bide because that's okay. This is kind of anxiety raising because I forgot to go get Pokeballs. It should be fine, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is what I mean when I say I was playing riskier. When I was definitely playing riskier. Because if I find a shiny within the next few encounters and I don't have Pokeballs, then I will be very, very salty. Yeah, I don't think I can, because I don't have a Hypnosis Pokemon on my team. And I can't use Sleep Powder because it's a grass type, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's very likely I'll probably find another one is a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna... Or not. Oh, wait, if it's gonna Leech Seed, then I can attack it again. Maybe. Do I risk it? I'm gonna risk it. I think, from what I know about Grass Pelt, it may be integral. Okay, yeah, that was worth the risk. That was worth the risk. And I think Clamperl either is gonna go down or get... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try the Grass Whistle or the Sleep Powder anyway, just to see, because again, a lot of things are changed or could be changed in this. So Mirror B is going to be sent out, and I'm going to use Grass Whistle. Oh, it works! It works! Oh my goodness, that is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, perfect. I kind of wanted to catch it in the Friend Ball, but I'm gonna need the Friend Ball later. So I'm going to use a Great Ball. It's a pretty high chance to catch. I doubt this would break free. Absolutely wonderfully played. I could have easily failed that encounter, but being able to slow down more and evaluate more in comparison to how I feel like I've played in like past and in voice chats with people and in video chats, showing off, oh, okay, well, I could do this or this. And I feel like I get more frantic in live I guess, basically performing anxiety in the past. But I feel like definitely in this playthrough, as I've been able to calculate things more and have a bit of an open mind in regards to my team and my compositions, and I have like no... Okay. I don't think I can... Actually, wait. I may be able to, because I think I have a spell tag or a cleanse tag, one of those. I'm going to put it on Zaggy. And Zaggy's also fast, so they should be able to run away. Let me see what it is. Okay, it helps keep the wild Pokemon away if the holder is the first one in party. So I put this on Zaggy, and I also pop a Repel, and I should be relatively okay. I think I only have one Repel. So if I find a shiny now, it's going to be very, very low chances. Throughout this cave to the next area where I can actually get more Great Balls and more Pokeballs and etc. It's going to be a very, very low chance. But if it does happen, and I only have one Friend Ball, I will cry. Genuinely speaking. I think I'm fine though. Please. Ooh. No! I got an encounter! Literally last area. Please don't be a shiny. Okay, I'm fine. Whew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Let's go. Absolutely epic gaming. Okay, okay, okay. Now I can buy more Pokeballs. I think I have to sell some more Everstones and some excess items I have. Actually, no. Okay. Because I already did. I keep thinking, oh, I have to do more nature changes. Technically, I do for competitive later on. But I did the minimum requirement to get it, I think, mobily. I have no idea how it works because I didn't do this in my non-YouTube playthrough. So I'm just going to be in this area for a little bit anyway, to see if I have to wait in this general vicinity of the area. Because after a certain part in Keytown, then you will not be able to come back here. Again, the game is very punishing if you progress too fast, and I feel like that's the issue with other playthroughs on YouTube. But yeah, this is very, very interesting, and I still have to find a lit Leo. I didn't mean to do that. Excuse me, magnets, please let me buy multiple at once, please. I feel like it's annoying for both people to be like, oh, one more please, one more please, oh, one more please, one more please. Like, I'm literally having to spam these like Pokeball purchases because like the only other shopkeeper is in Keytown, and it's like 1,000 per a single nest ball. I guess nest balls are really good depending, but still it's like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I think I can buy 2 more great balls maybe with the money that I have now. I still have to play more Triple Triad though. Definitely gonna play more Triple Triad either in this episode very briefly or within the next few episodes and side episodes that I will do. I haven't decided yet how long this recording is going to be, but I know I wanted to do a bit of a longer one for both the Lit Leos. Hopefully I find both of them. If not, I probably will just settle on the middle Lit Leo and not getting the Hidden Ability one. Maybe? Because again, Moxie is very good, but in comparison to like what I have to prioritize, it's definitely not like game breaking if I don't have Moxie, because I think Pyroar, generally speaking, is maybe better special attack normally at least, but this game could have changed that very easily. So I have to just see, but again, I don't want to be punished for progressing too fast. And again, I am also going to be in the area a little bit longer because I'm experimenting with the berry, the Lum berry. So yeah, I'm pretty like, I guess, sort of, I guess, more so knowing what I have to do or what I want to do, but also feeling excited to move on in a sense, but at the same time not really like move on from the area too much, but just move on in progressions of the gameplay and progressions of making the strategies in advance to hopefully Sheer Force. I think I already have Sheer Force, but I don't remember. I think what I'm looking for is Iron Fist, actually. I think I already have Sheer Force. Okay. I want to level up Hilda soon. Hilda was one of the first Pokemon I caught in the live stream VODs of this game. Hilda, my very special. She's not special in like regards to being shiny or anything, but she's special in my heart. My Wiglet. Oh my goodness. Hilda's gonna carry. I promise. Epic Hilda sweep. I should really put I know I'm supposed to be looking for the Lit Leo now, because I think Timber is literally at any point in the day, because the cave, or at least this cave specifically, doesn't have any differentiating encounters for day and night. So I think I'm going to go to this area and hopefully get at least a male Lit Leo before it turns night. Of course, Zaggy has have an item right now. I'm almost there anyway. I'm going to just take off the tag from Zaggy right now, and I should be fine. Please be fine. Yeah, okay, I'm good. Okay, I guess this is also good to experiment to see exactly what time locally your day and night system will be affected. Oh, Zaggy's still in front. Okay. It's little things that I forget, and then I'm like, oh, when like something dire is happening or something like important is happening. And I'm like, oh no, why did I do that? And it's like, I guess, really bad performing anxiety, and anxiety making more anxiety, and making, like, really, I guess, hasty or really regretful decisions. In terms of, like, how, when I was younger, or when I was more inexperienced, I would make very hasty decisions with Nuzlocke that I would like video share to people. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so bad at this, haha. With actually knowing, okay, well, if I took more time, then I probably could have devised a plan more so in depth, and not even like always that I was unprepared with Pokemon. Like some of the times I did have like the right Pokemon, but I didn't have the right synergy. And synergy in this case meaning, okay, well, for example, in this game, most battles are double battles, not including wild battles, most of the time at least. So the trainer battles you can expect all to be majoritively double battles. So with that, you have to put into mind, okay, well, if this is a double battle, will this move hit both Pokemon that you're facing, or will it only hit one? And will the ability that my Pokemon has help my other Pokemon that's in the field? And you really have to like either have sweepers or tanks in some way within this game, and that's really interesting depending on what difficulty you play on as well. I believe I did start on normal difficulty. I'm pretty certain at least I did start on normal difficulty, which is the intended difficulty by the developers. I don't have much long-term hope for finding this Litleo. I could be lucky though, because again, the same gender ratio as Eevee, and I have not seen a single male Litleo if I'm not mistaken. I'm like very much so anticipating it, but also I don't want to get my hopes up because it's very possible I'll have to find it tomorrow and just have to focus on the Timber today. Because I think I got most of the other Pokemon that I wanted or needed. I think I'm gonna have to go through some footage again and look through my box again. Maybe because within getting the grass spell Skiddo and having a what is it called? Grassy terrain Gloom, then I can do some amazing synergy with that already. Like it's very nice, very nice. So it's very rewarding to stay in one place, but also I can like get people saying, okay, well, it's boring to stay in one place, etc., etc. But imagine you find a shiny, or imagine you find something that you're grinding for, or like how I spent an ungodly amount of time farming Everstones for the money to do the nature changes that I needed very early on, and to do the other stuff that I needed very early on. It's very rewarding in a sense where like, okay, well, this is gonna fall into place. Okay, well, this is gonna be easier because I made the preparations for this. In regards to like playing the game for the first time, you may make some mistakes or not know if you didn't read the documentation or if you didn't read the frequently asked questions, because it says in the Discord if you move too fast, basically like you won't have another chance of catching the Pokemon probably for either a little bit into the gameplay again or in the episode at all. So it's going to be very frustrating if I end up not being able to catch a Pokemon, either from being unprepared or either from, I guess, more so also from a standpoint of not having the right, either I could be not healed enough, which I'm trying to take precautions for that. I'm trying to have at least a few healing items on me, or if not being not healed enough, not having enough Pokeballs, which because I'm catching as many Pokemon as I can, basically, there's probably going to be a very likely situation of that. But I don't remember entirely what the what is happening in the very next chapter, including Keytown and the area that you go to after Keytown. So it's going to be very interesting to see my reaction on camera. Probably within the next recording session, depending on if I get this Timber and if I get this Litleo that I need. Because I'm willing to compromise with at least the male Litleo and not the Moxie one, because the Moxie one is going to take very long time probably, depending. But hopefully I get it sooner than later. Hopefully I get it sooner than later. But I am super excited for eventually releasing, like, if people want it, an abilities document from what I have caught and what I've explored. And they're, like, not an abilities document in the sense of, oh, this is changed because that's already existing within the official document from the devs. I mean the abilities document, like, okay, what Pokemon gets what ability on what rarity or etc. Because if you haven't seen my PC already, it is quite literally, like, it's very, I guess not messy anymore because I did take some time to organize it a little bit, but basically I have a lot of the same Pokemon for a lot of different strategies and a lot of different movesets that I want to do. And it's going to be really cool to see it all play in the motion. And basically it's going to look, I guess, quote unquote easy for, I guess, some of the later fights. But that's only because I'll be using very meticulous strategy and planning out ahead from what I remember very briefly. And getting, I guess, more context on what kind of trainers the gyms are, and more so the more important fights up until a little bit into the game. So I'm pretty excited going into that. So it's 5:45 p.m. and it hasn't turned dark in the background yet. I'm really hoping that the night doesn't start at 6 p.m. because that gives me very little time to actually find the lit Leo. I'm thinking it's 8. I'm like really wanting to bank on 8 p.m. your local time on your computer that it turns night. I really like I don't remember because I'm just like usually like mindlessly grinding, mindlessly like running away or defeating encounters, and like I said, I know like during certain parts of AM it is still technically night, but I don't know when night officially like starts, like what exact minute it starts, what exact hour it starts. So this is gonna be a little bit meticulous, a little bit annoying. I guess to see the more so tedious encounters that I'm getting repeatedly. However, it gives me more time to talk about what to expect with this playthrough, as well as what to expect with future playthroughs. And hopefully, sooner than not, I'll be able to. Hopefully, I want to plan some more interviews because I'm in the middle of actually having to book an interview with a developer that I've been talking with recently. And hopefully, as I go on throughout this playthrough, I get to interview a lot of different people on the dev team and in the Discord of PKMN Rosen. I feel like that would be really interesting, especially if I get the episodes out for Rosen, basically quote unquote abridged, which would be me and a few other voice actors voicing some characters from some funny moments up until this point, and some episodes that I am, of course, recording in advance that I found some funny dialogue. I think it would be interesting also because I don't think many people dub fan games. And there's some really, really funny like audio clips and and I guess text clips or dialogues that some of the characters say, be it in passing or some hidden dialogue that they may say, may take you aback or be like, oh my goodness, that's a really funny reference. I can't believe they have that. And I think the abridged episodes that I will be doing, and not only in Rosen, but in the future of other fan games that have some really funny dialogues. I think it'll be really funny and really fun to put together with members of my community and with members of the community I'm continuously exploring and finding more about throughout my voice acting endeavors. And it'll be really fun, especially because if things go right, I can pay a little bit for the project. It'll only be a few lines per, I guess, abridged episode, and it'll be really short videos in comparison because those are going to take way more editing, way more way more organization versus these episodes where I can more so edit more with knowing, okay, what I have to do, or what is my goal for this episode, or what am I going towards if I don't reach my goal, to set things into motion. So it's gonna be very interesting. I already have one clip in mind for the Rosen Bridge. It's gonna be a shorter clip depending on if I do like the full context of like the clip. I think it was like a 2-minute clip, so it should be pretty easy to dub relatively so. And if it's not like because a few of my friends actually also want, is this male? Okay, it's not male. This may be Moxie though, so I could get lucky. No, it's Unnerved. Dang. But a few of my friends also wanted to get into voice acting and acting more. So even if it's not like smaller voice actors or voice actors who have like a portfolio, I still want to do some impressions and with people and collaborate with people into doing these more so abridged episodes of the dialogue in this game and other games. And I think it would be really funny to have like a playlist of Pokemon fan games abridged with voice actors take over. It would be really, really funny. And I think people of the community also would find that funny to see some of the dialogue out of context. Oh my goodness, it was genuinely so funny. I think the episode is either unlisted, or if it is able to be seen, it's in my playthrough playlist. I think it was the first side episode I did about Pokemon Triple Tribe, where I majority focuses on that and doing some side quests, or at least starting some side quests that was in Keytown. So basically, in one of the back rooms of Keytown, there is like again a reference to the GBA slash Game Boy. If not, it was either GBA slash Game Boy slash 3DS or DS. I have no idea actually what the original Mega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Emerald came out on. But it was basically homage to the Gen 3 games and how competitive it was then. Oh my goodness, that reminds me. I got super salty recently. Not really recently, but a few months back when I did a tournament in Pixelmon. and I literally my entire team got swept by a Chansey with Eviolite and some really good like setup moves. It was really funny, but at the same time, like the amount of salt that I had, because I felt like if I just played my cards better in that battle versus either like freaking out like, oh my god, am I really gonna get swept by a Chansey? Yes, I did get swept by a Chansey. Because a lot of the times battles you can learn from it, you can strategize from it, especially within Pokemon and other tamer games like Pokemon. There's like so much strategy and depth that you can get into, and it's so fun. It genuinely is so fun. So in advance, I'll probably be sending this video to Valiant and a few other developers on the Rosen team to ask more about the questions I had in the video to help me further in the other videos following this one. This one may release after the 11th or on the 11th, depending on like if I decide to upload 2 videos at once or have 2 premieres at once. I have no idea. But typically I will probably put videos on unlisted and post them either in the playlist so people can who find the playlist or see the playlist can just watch them there first, or for the developers to watch them there first and react and answer some of my questions as things go on, etc. But I don't think I'm going to be able to find this Leo in this at least in a shorter recording that I had wanted to do. But of course it happens like that. Like you will like spend more time hunting and hunting and hunting. Okay, moment of truth. Nah, it's unnerve again, dying. That's kind of okay. I'm hoping that I find like a shiny or an item that I need. I haven't looked up what the Pokemon in this area can sometimes be holding, other than I know Rattata can sometimes hold Chilan berries, which reduce normal time attacks. I'm just like really hoping that this isn't gonna be as like repetitive with Pokemon I already have in this area, because again the caves are very close. So if I wanted, I could just split up looking for Timber and looking for the Litleo. But at the same time, like I feel like if I don't do it now, because again it's a daytime encounter, then I will just spend more days. But there's nothing wrong with that inherently. Like it's the game is designed where if you spend more time in one area, you will be able to prepare more so better in the future. I guess that's most game design. But for Rosen specifically, it's meant to like it's meant to feel like you're moving with the character in real time. I feel like it's meant to be like more immersive in a sense, and I really love that. So yes, I may actually end this here. And if I find the Leo, because I probably will have the recorder open for a side episode, or if I'm gonna go into Keytown a little bit and do some more triple triad, I can look for the remainder of day. And also I really want to ask some of the developers in advance if I'm right about the time of night starting at 8 p.m. your local time, and when this morning exactly start exactly on the hour of your local time, because that's very important going forward, because there's going to be some areas I will be basically quote-unquote stuck in for a good bit while I'm grinding either the encounters for certain abilities or just for the Pokedex in general, because there's going to be a lot of Rosen Pokemon that I will need to catch multiple of for this 100% of the game, and it's going to be very, I guess, tedious in a sense where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to spend a long time hunting this, but for you guys, it's going to be very, like, it's going to look very short, like, oh my god, that's so easy, how did you do that? And then you'll see my playtime and be like, oh, well, damn. But I'm pacing myself at a pace to where I can do things. I'm constantly getting feedback or asking questions, looking at the documentation, etc. But yeah, very excited, very excited. So I may take a break from looking for the Leo. I know I really do need it though, because there's very few fire Pokemon this early on, other than my plans to eventually get some hidden power fire Pokemon. But either way, hidden power doesn't get stabbed unless it's like protein ability, I don't think, pretty much. So oh my goodness, I want to get like a few more encounters just to see, like, is this Leo tempting me? Am I gonna, like, is Lady Luck on my side? Because please, oh my goodness, I just have high hopes for this Leo, because I feel like it will be huge, especially because I think it can evolve into Pyroar, if I'm not mistaken, with the level cap being 35. So I could get a female and a male Pyroar, and it's also something I want to test and see if the gender differences evolutions are working okay in this episode, and if that could inspire more Rosen forms eventually. But yes, I am very excited, very excited, very much so. I want to end this here to ask some questions to Valiant and to some of the other developers and people of the community. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so much I have to do. But again, there's also gonna be the side episodes where I take some time to either hunt or grind resources, or again, Triple Try It is gonna be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cap it here. Also, so it's easier to edit some of the things later on. But yes, okay. I think I did quite a bit. I think I did quite a bit as far as like commentating, and I did get the grass pelt. The grass pelt. What? Oh my goodness, the name is blanking on me. Skiddo, the grass pelt Skiddo. So let me recap a little bit, and actually, let me get one more encounter. One more encounter, please. Lady Luck, please be on my side. Oh my goodness. Dang. If it's Guts, actually, I'll probably catch it because I need another Guts Rattata. Wimp out. Okay, I already have Wimp out, so it's like whatever. I really want to hunt for a shiny Rattata. I know that sounds really silly, but wait, Rattata is actually really good in this game. And I can explain why a little bit into the next episode. And I guess officially when I go into Keytown with my Adamant Guts Eradicates. That's gonna be so fun sweeping with Eradicates. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely immaculate. I don't have any more. Okay. I don't have any more repels on me at this moment. I have a pickup Pokemon, so I probably could grind some encounters and get some more pickup items. But I'm just gonna run through this with Zaggy in the front, and I'm gonna wrap this up when I Timber. Oh, Trace is gonna die. I have a revive. Should I use it now? Probably not, but it's whatever. It's Sheer Force anyway. Well, thank you for missing. You just threw. Thank you. Lady Luck may be in my favor. Oh, jeez. That was really funny. That was really funny. Okay, let me use this singular potion on Trace. Something I noticed, even when you have like one potion, yeah, I can't go up with the amount, but I thought it would just like, yeah, it says okay, because I've had that issue happen when I was beta testing for other game devs, and they like had quantity issues. But I think those were older versions of Essentials either way, so hopefully that doesn't persist going forward. And with what I have learned from beta testing other games, I want to do like sort of like suggestion videos for game devs. Like, okay, well, this is a bug I've seen, this is how to deal with it, or this is what you should look for to see what is causing this issue. Especially a game that I wanted to cover, or will cover, very soon as I'm pumping things out. Pokemon Crimson Cobalt is a very, very new title, but a lot of people have been having issues with crashing, so much so it's like ruining consistent gameplay. I got pretty far-ish in the game. Eventually I will play through it more, but I'm waiting for some bug fixes. I'm waiting to eventually get in contact with the developer there to try and bug test for them if they need or would like, because I think I know the root of the speed up issue, because they have a built-in speed up of a button. So I'll say it here too. A lot of games with speed up buttons have been having this issue, especially if they're either, I think I've seen this on newer and older versions of Essentials, because either they have overworld animations, or if they have like a lot of like heavy, more I guess quote unquote laggier areas because there's a lot going on, be it overworld animations or not, there could be overlaying factors. And in Crimson Cobalt there's a lot of overworld things. There's a lot of like overworld, like especially within world building, is very nice world building. But also I think the speed up is going at a pace to where the game genuinely cannot process at some points because of some of the overall animations, or because of some of the like the just I guess scripts that could be over, like I guess within that area of like needing to process and not being able to process either enough, fast enough, or within certain areas having certain specs. And I think it's very interesting because eventually my goal was to make it my own either Monster Tamer game or fan game similar to the likes of being either lore heavy or competitive focused. I was developing a small production that I want to eventually way farther in the future, because games take a lot of time to do, especially within me situating living arrangements and whatnot. But eventually I'll put out more conceptualization for that, and it either may end up in a fan game or my own eventually long from now but game. I think I have some of the older art from that too. Okay, so I need to level up Bruce, either off camera or a side episode. I need to Captain Cacti is at the okay, but I need that for okay. I think I'm gonna keep this team. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to keep this team for a little bit at least. Dang, I really need this Leo, and I really need this Timber. Okay, there's so much I could do and so much I have to do, but I think I truly am gonna log off here for a little bit at least to check up on this berry again to see if it's gonna give me either one berry, two berries, etc. berries, because I'm pretty sure I messed it up by putting the different type of mulch on it, which is like some sort of fertilizer. I have to read up either on old fertilizer guides from earlier generations, or I have to ask the devs specifically how does berry farming work without the water sprinkler, and depending on the kind of mulch you use, because I'm pretty sure it just wasn't compatible with this berry, and I may get a very low yield, if not one berry from this, and I may have to hold on to it longer until later on in the gameplay. But yeah, Valiant and other people on the team or whoever send this to first, or if you're watching this video on the playlist and it's unlisted, but you get to see it because it's still on the playlist before the actual episode officially comes out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I love the feedback that I'm getting, either from Discords or either from devs interested. But yeah, I am super excited. Hopefully this Lumberry, I get to figure out what's going on with that. Hopefully by the next side episode or quote-unquote full episode, I get to, where I'm more so focused on lore, I get to see more of what is in this nature zen-ish, this nature therapy house where you can change the nature of your Pokemon. And overall, get to see more Triple Triad. Yes, because I had to appease my gambling addiction somehow in Pokemon. But until next time, till I pass across again, peace.